You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Almost. Major. Holy fucking shit, this is major!
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Almost Major, where we talk about the many major studios and the films they release. We are on our Geffen Pictures mini-series. My name is Kevin Tudor. I'm here with Bryden Doyle.
Hello.
And the special guest with the mostest, my man, Mr. Dan Mecca of the B-Side. How are you, sir?
What's up? I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back talking about Geffen Pictures.
Yeah, man. Are you gonna make the return when we collide it with MTV Films by the end of it?
Oh my God, Orange County.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were the first one. I was like, if we're doing MTV Films, he has to be. Both of them have
Orange
to be on.
County, one of the best movies ever made.
Yes.
Orange County.
I was watching something. Oh, it was on at the gym. I forget what it was. I think it was an episode of The Connors on mute, which is the best way to experience The Connors. And I was like, is that the guy who plays Kip in Orange County? The one where he just like falls off the roof? And he's like, who is this guy? And he's like, I'm Kip. Like, I was like, this is that fucking guy.
That's so funny. Oh my God, that movie's got a deeper roster than you could imagine. Catherine O'Hara, she's in it. Sad.
Well,
I love Mike White as the English teacher who's like naming off all like the
Chocolate.
authors of Shakespeare.
He's like William Shakespeare. He wrote a lot of plays that were made into some of your favorite movies.
fucking Chevy Chase's Heat Check. Oh, I love it.
He's great. It's like 1-2 scenes he's in. So good.
How's B-Side been going?
Good. We're good. We just did. Oh my gosh, what do we have? Sam Rockwell came on the B-side.
Holy fuck, dude! Did he
To talk
dance
about-
like in Charlie's Angels?
Oh God, I wish he came on. It was he was promoting Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which is the new Gore Verbinski, and we talked about that. We talked about a lot of his B-sides. He was really nice, and then Brian Raftery wrote this book about Hannibal Lecter, like the character Hannibal Lecter. He came on. We talked about Anthony Hopkins B-sides. So good. It's been good. Anthony Hopkins, like, incredible. Like, talking about his movies, you realize, like, he's the best actor who ever lived. I
just watched, because it was a wide release horror movie, but then I watched it and I was like, actually, this is a thriller. This doesn't count. Dan, I don't know if you know, but my life mission is to watch all wide release horror movies, which I'm at like 75%.
How could you ever do this?
I only got like 150 left, which is depressing, but impressive.
That's amazing.
It's about 750 from like 1975 to present day. Anyways, last year a movie called Locked with him and with Sarsgaard. Which one is it?
Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård,
Bill
right?
Skarsgård,
Is that
yes.
the one?
Has to be Bill, yeah.
It's Skarsgård. He breaks into a car and then the car is like locked himself in, and the person who's talking to him is Anthony Hopkins, and he's having like so much fucking fun. Like, I was like, this is gonna suck, and I put it on. I was like, it was pretty fun. Why not?
Hopkins is the king of, like, he made this movie called Collide.
Sure.
With Nicholas Hoult, and it's a similar thing. It's like, but there's a bad guy from another country, and it's Anthony Hopkins on the phone. You know, and it's like, oh God, that man, that beautiful, beautiful man.
Yeah.
A Welshman, not an Irishman. So,
Okay.
Watch out, Neil Jordan.
And today we're talking about Men Don't Leave from 1990. This released in LA and New York on February 2nd, 1990, expanded on February 23rd into 802 theaters and 6th place at the box office. Budget was $16 million. Opening weekend made $2 million and domestic gross of $6 million. Top 5 films that weekend, the weekend that it went wide, February 23rd. Driving Miss Daisy, Hard to Kill, Madhouse, which I thought of like 2 different horror movies, but it's actually a Christie Alley joint. Sure. Revenge, the Tony Scott, and Born on the 4th of July.
Wow.
So all movies that we've been kind of skating, because I watched Born on 4th of July for National Park Killers research. Revenge, we just covered Last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and wasn't one of the most recent episodes we did, wasn't it like another kind of like early in the year release? So like a lot of like Oscar holdover too, where it was like it was either maybe not Last Boy Scout, but like it was maybe a personal best where it was like, oh yeah, because On Golden Pond was in the top 5, and it was just like, oh yeah, because like it's like early 1982, so like a lot of like the Best Picture nominees.
Oh, the holdovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, personal best. God, that's right. Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible top 5.
It's interesting. I mean, it's very much like, you don't want to watch Driving Miss Daisy. We got Hard to Kill for you. And we're like, hey, man.
I mean, Hard to Kill is like a good Seagal movie.
I've never seen a single Steven Seagal movie.
You never seen any of them? Oh,
there's
some of them.
The Under Siege movies are fun.
Oh, I'm sure
There's
they are.
no, I mean like the Under Sieges are good. He's in executive decision, which not his movie, but is a good movie. What's the one called in the? Oh my God, Hard to Kill, obviously. Marked for Death. The first four are all kind of good. The one with Sharon Stone, Above the Law, and then what's the one they just did it on We Hate Movies? The John Flynn movie.
Oh, Out for Justice. Yeah,
Out for Justice.
Good.
That might be the best one. That's like John Flynn's a real director. It's like an Italian mafia, New York City, like. Yeah, like those are all good. And then basically after the first Under Siege, he like directs one.
Yeah, he
and
only
then it
directs
just gets
one movie. That's wild.
I think because he just knew whether he admitted it. I mean, that movie's that's a bad movie. And then it's kind of like other than like Exit Wounds.
Oh hell yeah, I'll watch that.
He kind of doesn't. I remember I saw Half Past Dead in the theaters.
Yeah, gotta support Morris Chestnut.
I was there for Chestnut. I was there for Chestnut. I'll tell you that right now.
Number one song in the U.S. this week was Opposites Attract by Paul Abdul. And number one song in Canada this week was Downtown Train by Rod Stewart. Sure.
Of course.
Canada was at the club right now. Plot description from Google. After her husband's death, Beth, played by Jessica Lange, moves into an inexpensive Baltimore apartment with her 2 sons, Chris, played by Chris O'Donnell, Connor O'Donnell's distant cousin, and Matt, played by Charlie Korsmo. Is it Korsmo?
Korsmo.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Connor O'Donnell in real life has a brother named Chris.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Wow.
Yep.
Has he ever been a bachelor by chance?
Hey now.
Co-written by Barbara Benedek and Paul Brickman. Benedek is credited for the story, and it is based on a French film called La Vie Continue in 1981. It came out. Benedek co-wrote The Big Chill in 1983, nominated for an Oscar. Wrote Immediate Family in 1989. Co-adapted Sabrina in 1995. Is a uncredited writer on Pretty Woman. Apparently the only one that got the character Richard Gere plays correctly by writing him as a, quote, Donald Trump type executive with a vulnerable side. Well, there you go.
And it all worked out great.
That's right. Directed by Paul Brickman. Previously wrote and directed Risky Business in 1983, which we will be covering later in this miniseries. As a writer, he wrote Citizens Band and The Bad News Bears and Breaking Training, both in 1977. And The Deal of the Century in 1983. One of y'all have had to have seen that.
Oh, I've seen it.
And there's good, bad. What do you remember?
Oh, Deal of the Century?
Yeah.
It's a William Friedkin movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good. Brickman, though. Well, I mean, we'll talk about Brickman. I mean, Deal of the Century is crazy. It's Gregory Hines. It's Chevy Chase, and it's Sigourney Weaver, and it's like an illegal arms comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just never really. It's like Brickman's script must have been way better.
Mm-hmm.
Like you watch it and you just think there must have been so much interference. I feel like I think we covered it on the B-side at some point, and we talked about Friedkin. I think was very disappointed how it turned out. Like it just, I think, didn't go the way. That's Friedkin at that point's kind of like post Sorcerer. He like never really gets his mojo back commercially. No.
Yeah. It's also post Cruising as well. Like
Hell
so,
yeah.
Well,
like
that's the
Sorcerer,
1-2 punch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just because like the Brinks Job,
Oof.
which is not, I don't think a bad movie, but like not a well like watched.
Yeah.
I just think he never, To Live and Die in L.A. maybe, he just never like got back to like, the top.
Until like his last two, which are not by no means Exorcist successes, but still like actually.
Yeah,
like,
but he like
good.
goes smaller. Yeah,
Yeah.
he like goes. Like he married Sherry Lansing, who was the head of a studio, so he was able to get movies made in the '90s, like Jade.
Hell yeah,
You know,
that movie sucks.
but even like that has one of the best lines ever. I know we talked about it on the B side at some point where Caruso goes into like a room and he like opens
yeah, this is the fuck house.
the fuck house. He's like, champagne, caviar. It's a fuck house.
Now
It's the best.
I finally watched that like 2 years ago. And I watched the director's cut, which at the time was only available on like VHS. And
Yeah.
the director's cut actually has an ending, and I looked at the theatrical version, it was just like, no, go home, we're done. Like right in the middle of a scene. And I was like, how the fuck did this movie get made? God
It's
bless
crazy.
Joe Esteros.
They have a quite crazy semi good car chase in that movie through San Francisco Chinatown, and I did a shoot. I actually in real life did a shoot like a month ago, literally in Chinatown, in San Francisco Chinatown, and the whole time I was there, I was like, how did they do this? Because it's so. I don't know if you guys have been there. It's like. It's beautiful. It's one of the best Chinatowns, like outside of obviously China. It's like elevated. It's big hills, obviously, blah blah blah. But it's so packed, and so when you watch the movie, you're like, I don't know. I now that I've done it, I want to rewatch it because it's like, it's crazy, and it's like so violent. Like 40 people die. It's like insane.
And with Friedkin shooting it, that was a chill shoot
Oh,
as well.
hell yeah.
That's what I mean. That's kind of what I mean. It's like. I don't know. I mean, maybe by 96 he was more chill. I don't know. Maybe he chilled out. Probably not.
Probably not. Brickman, after this, co-wrote the Clint Eastwood directed True Crime in 1999.
That's right.
And the TV movie / miniseries Uprising from 2001, which directed by John Avnet of Fried Green Tomatoes and 88 Minutes and
who produced it? Who's credited as like a producer on Men Don't Leave, right? Doesn't it open
really?
with like a John Avnet production?
Avnet was a producer who
Okay.
ended up directing.
that makes sense.
He did Righteous Kill as well.
Okay. Hey
The
now.
1-2 punch, 88 Minutes and Righteous Kill.
Okay, but this miniseries, you have to go down the cast list. It stars Lily Sobieski, what a time, Hank Azaria, David Schwimmer, John Voight, Donald Sutherland, Stephen Moyer, Rodna Mitchell, Sadie Frost, Carrie Elwes. Decent reviews, but also about concentration camps in World War II, so tough hang.
And it's like 3 hours long, right? Like
It's like a mini series, yeah.
yeah.
Brickman did write and direct a short film called Allison in 2012, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Starring Jessica Lange as Beth McClary. Prior to this, King Kong 1976. I forget that is her first role. That's wild. All That Jazz in 1979. The Postman Always Rings Twice in 81. Tootsie in 82, one supporting actress. Crimes of the Heart in 86. After this, Cape Fear in 1991, where I believe she plays the role of wife. Night of the City in 1992. Anybody seen that? The Irvin Winkler joint where her and De Niro team up again?
I haven't seen that, but the original of Jules Dawson with Richard Widmark is great. That makes me curious to see the De Niro version.
It's not great. I will say an underrated Irwin Winkler, another producer who directed an underrated Irwin Winkler directed movie with De Niro is Guilty by Suspicion.
I do want to see that.
That's like actually a good movie. He kind of plays a blacklisted, I think it's screenwriter or a director. It's good. It's underrated. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I learned about that movie from your podcast, which does make sense.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Blue Sky, real film in 1994, won Best Supporting Actress again. Hush in 1998. I need to watch that garbage.
Oh my God, we just talked about it for the podcast.
Really?
We just talked about it. We did. Was it Gwyneth?
Maybe.
That would make sense because she's like
Corey came on.
right?
Corey came on. Yeah, fucking Corey Everett. Corey came on, and he wanted to do Gwyneth because me and Corey love the Alfonso Cuarón Great Expectations.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So we did the B-sides of late 90s Gwyneth. And Hush is like prime fucking Gwyneth versus Lang, Paltrow v. Lang,
Hell yeah.
Mother-in-law from Hell.
It's on
movie.
Tubi
Yeah.
right now, as it
Oh,
should
dude,
be.
do yourself a favor.
Titus in 1999, Broken Flowers in 2005, Great Gardens in 2009, Marlowe in 2022, the Neil Jordan joint, of course.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Also, 53 episodes of American Horror Story and 11 episodes of Feud. Arliss with $ Howard as Charles Simon. Prior to this, The Ladies Club in 1986. Listen to our episode. Full Metal Jacket in 1987. Tequila Sunrise in 1988. After this, Natural Born Killers in 1994. Listen to our episode. To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar in 1995. The Lost World in 97. Birth in 2004. Awake in 2007. I know both of y'all have experienced Awake.
I've woken up. I do not remember who he is in that movie. I watched that probably a million years ago before I knew who Arliss Howard was. But yeah,
Nightmare premise movie.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't you love that they're just after all these years, they're like, yeah, we don't know how people fall asleep from this shit. We really don't know. But it works sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, I've literally talked to anesthesiologists who have answers like that. I'm like, you know what, dude? Let's not talk about it anymore.
I want to believe that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind.
yeah. I mean, it's the thing that I think about when I've pondered the idea of what about LASIK eye surgery so I wouldn't have to wear glasses, and it's I see something like Final Destination 5. It's
3.
It's I have to stay awake for that. No, thank you.
I'll wear my glasses. Thanks.
What's the fail on that? Is it 100% certain or is it 99? Because if it's 99, no, I'm not doing that.
God.
Of course, Mank in 2020, and of course, The Killer in 2023. That's right.
I do love him in The Killer.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah. Chris O'Donnell as Chris Macaulay. This is his first film role. After this, Fried Green Tomatoes in 91, Scent of a Woman in 92, back with Jessica Lange for the real film Blue Sky in 1994. Batman Forever.
Oh, that's right. They worked together again.
That's his fourth movie. I think
and she won, by the way, Best Lead Actress for Blue Sky.
That's right.
One of the true crazy Oscar wins, dude.
Who is she up against, real quick?
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Tony Richardson's final film. He had died 4 years before that movie came out.
Wow.
That's true. That's a true story.
Yeah.
Wow. Batman Forever in 95. Batman Forever in 95. Batman and Robin in 97. Good movies. Don't want to hear it. Cookie's Fortune and The Bachelor in 1999. Vertical Limit in 2000, which is just a movie that childhood was just I gotta watch the movie about them going up a mountain. I've never seen it. 323 episodes of NCIS Los Angeles from 2009 to 2023, and he's currently on 911 Nashville. Chris O'Donnell, probably a billionaire just from CBS
I was gonna say,
money.
our boy's got generational wealth.
Dude.
So here we go. Best Actress in a Leading Role, the 67th Academy Awards, 1995 for the 94 season. Her competition was Susan Sarandon in The Client, Winona Ryder in Little Women,
Okay.
Miranda Richardson from Tom and Viv, and Jodie Foster in Nell.
That is an odd lineup.
It is. It's not like an ironclad lineup.
No.
Yeah, is Little Women the best remembered movie of that bunch? I feel I hear about that movie fairly often now, whereas Nell and Tom and Viv,
Tom and Viv, I do not know what that is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Tom and Viv is about T.S. Eliot, Brian Gilbert movie, yet not well known anymore. Little Women, the Gillian Armstrong version, is great. The Client, Joel Schumacher, John Grisham was a hit. She is great in it.
Yeah.
I remember at the time, I know Joe Reed and Chris Feil have talked about this on their podcast. It was kind of when she got nominated, it was looked down on because it was a trashy movie, which now seems so silly because they don't make those movies anymore.
I would love to have trashy films again.
I would kill for The Client to come out
Well, what
tomorrow.
about a 10-episode hour-long TV show? How about
That's what I mean. Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You get an Emmy now for it. But so I guess when you look at that lineup, you are I guess it makes sense. And she is good in Blue Sky. It's just funny. Blue Sky is not a great movie. It Tony Richardson made it 4 years early. The company that produced it went bankrupt, so it never got released. and then like another company bought it, released it, and she won an Oscar for it.
Insane.
It's just kind of insane. It's just like it's like it has no precedent like before or after. You know what I mean? It's so
Imagine being
weird.
the company who bought that movie and was just like, damn, we did
And
that.
I don't even think it like made money. Like I think let me look it up.
I
real
doubt
quick.
it.
It like Tony Richardson. No, it didn't make any money. It got released by it was an Orion movie, but by the time it went under. Like so like it never came out.
Right.
And then anyway, it's just an interesting. Yeah, it was delayed till 24. Yeah, they finished filming in August of 1990.
So he
wow.
he was probably in that. Yeah, it was the same year as Men Don't Leave. Wow. Also starring also starring Joan Cusack as the hottest woman I've ever seen. Kathy Bates, Charlie Cruzmo, Kevin Corrigan, my man, and Rick Rubin.
I love it, by the way. Love a shocking Rick Rubin cameo. Whoa, what?
He has acted 3 times. We've covered
And Patty Mayonnaise.
That's true.
Constance Thurman or
That's
whatever.
right.
She's the friend. She's like, hey, lad. I'm like, oh my God, I know that voice. That's my love, my first love, Patty Mayonnaise.
That's insane. I
you
didn't
guys are
even thought
younger
that.
than me. You don't. Do you even care about Doug?
I know the Adventures of Quail, man. Don't. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right.
I didn't clock the voice though. I didn't. It's been that long though.
Yeah,
The person I perked up at seeing was in like the scene where like she's Jessica Lange's like finding out about her husband's death. The guy who's telling her about that. I was like, oh shit, it's the dad from My So-Called Life. I was like,
That's
for like
right.
one scene, I was
oh
like,
my
yeah.
God, that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They used to make movies like this.
I mean,
They used to make movies like Men Don't Leave.
that's true.
They barely make shows like it now. They kind of do.
There would be a lot more stakes other than just like, is she gonna have sex with Arliss Howard and his big forehead and long hair? Who knows?
I love it. I love a receding hairline.
Real quick trivia: the movie Men Don't Leave is based on La Vie Continue. Seems to be similar but different. Bold proclamation. Follow me. From what I can find, without just straight up watching the movie, I have 5 kids to feed. I can't do that. There's 3 children instead of 2. The husband has a heart attack when both of them are in a grocery store. But from what I can find online, it's mostly follows the same type of thing where it's just like she falls for a guy whose wife like kicks him out, something like that.
Is there also a relationship where like the teenage son has a relationship with like a fully grown
Well,
woman?
we will get into that. Because I was like, damn.
And everyone's just like, okay, sure.
I was like, what are we doing here?
Well, she even
It's very
mentions it, and
strange.
then just kind of by the end of it, it's
very, very, very 36 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Filming of this movie took place from July to September 1988. It was supposed to be released in 89, but due to production delays, it was pushed back to early 1990. Chris O'Donnell said in 2020 that the film was, quote, a big thing for me. That was the first film I ever made, and to this day, it still might be the best movie I ever made. It's not saying a lot, I'm sorry. Paul Brickman and producer John Avnet, well, there you go, were really the 2 guys who changed my life. Even though it wasn't a huge box office success, it made a huge impact in Hollywood. Suddenly, every major agency wanted to represent me. Everybody wanted to hire me. And after this, he literally is only in movies that exist for like 7 years.
He is good in the movie.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
Like, it's this incredibly annoying character.
Yeah.
But I think the scene he has at the end with Arliss Howard,
So good.
I was like, yeah, kids are like this. Like it's good.
Yeah.
Like that's like an audition for like all of his 90s. You know what I mean? That scene.
And like him being petulant, like the movie knows how to play it for like pathos and for comedy as well. The scene where he like chews out Lang for coming home late. He's like, "Where were you?" As like the hands on the hips, and then Arliss Howard says, "Is your dad tough on all dates like this?"
Great.
Like,
It's funny.
And like his timing in that is so good.
Yeah, it's funny.
What a year. First, we moved to Baltimore. Big mistake.
Mom, how come there's so many locks on the doors?
It's a swell place, Mom. They even have suicide-proof windows.
It's important that you have faith in me now, okay?
There are a lot of weird people in Baltimore. And some of them found out where we lived.
I like you. I like to be close to you. If it can't be physical, let's go bowling.
In that one year, everything seemed to change.
Now hold still. Don't move. You know, I don't don't know what your story is, but why don't you hit the streets, find the nice little 10-year-old, and then you can really go to town.
I really don't want you at my house if you can't treat us with some degree of courtesy.
It was the year my brother and I became men. It was the year my mom found out. Men don't leave.
That's all the trivia I have. So initial thoughts, once I pull up the notes that I put for this, I will go first. The men leave about 5 minutes in, so this movie is just, yeah.
Just lying to you. They do leave.
I think the dad at the start, does he take them to see Risky Business?
Oh.
That makes sense.
I didn't think about that, because they talk about sex workers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe that is like a little
they were just like, oh, there's
cute.
this fat kid, and they hired one from it. I was like, isn't that in Risky Business? I'm pretty sure it is.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. I was
So
like,
that'd be... Wow.
yeah, I thought of it like as a Porky's, but I guess Risky Business is basically smart Porky's.
Yeah, and that's like the second time I think in this miniseries that like a director has like included like a nod to like a past work, because we didn't mention this on Last Boy Scout, but there's a scene in that where Danielle Harris's kid is watching
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. I was like, oh, not to Shane Black. Yeah.
In my notes, once again, Joan Cusack may be the hottest woman ever in this feature film. Not a testament to her character. We'll get into that. Maybe I just misheard this, but with zero experience, Jessica Lange gets an assistant manager position working for Kathy Bates.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so.
Because she gets up and she's like, assistant manager, right? And she's like, yeah.
It's a small business.
Yeah. Lang, whenever she meets Arliss, said when he like offers her to come and hang out and listen to their weird ass fucking Captain Beefheart ass music, she was like, oh, I can't right now, I'm under the gun. He says, don't pull the trigger, and I was like, am I gonna fuck Arliss Howard? Because
did I just fall in love with Arliss Howard? Dude?
And the kid from Can't Hardly Wait, I'm terrible with names.
Charlie Korsmo.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other kid who gets him to steal VCRs and sell them to Kevin Corrigan, which is just an incredible hustle. Just cutting up a milk dud because he only has one left is like the most kid shit ever. And then,
I mean, I love that he's styled like a bad kid with like the leather jacket and a switchblade, but he is doing stuff like cutting up milk duds and everything. Like it's so funny.
And then I was like, that kid looks familiar. That kid is in the Daniel Stern classic Bushwhacked from my childhood.
Oh, wow. Bushwhacked. I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
I've seen that movie way too many times. And then
so
I looked it up
funny.
and people were just like, no, that's young Indiana Jones from Young Indiana Jones. And I was like, oh, I don't know that. But Bushwhacked, yeah. I basically love this movie. I was, and currently going through a lot right now, so the movie definitely just killed me by the end of it. But yeah, I thought it was fucking great.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, it's definitely... I was trying to look up, like... So Paul Brickman, quite famously, I mean, you read his credits. He makes Risky Business. It's a meteoric hit. But he basically, like, swears off directing because the interference from the studio was such that he was kind of disappointed in the end results of Risky Business. And has even screened like his director's cut ending of Risky Business like in more recent years. So it's curious to me like what got him back. I mean, he wrote the script, obviously co-wrote the script. So I'm curious what about this story made him direct it. Obviously, like David Geffen having essentially new money, where you would imagine Geffen probably let him just make the movie he wanted to make, right? Like that, I would imagine that must be part of it. Like
seems to be.
But yeah, it feels like a good... I mean, it's one of those things where I was reading reviews at the time. It did get positive reviews. It definitely got plenty of negative reviews. I think the like stuff in the third act, there's like these convenient plot turns that I think at the time got a lot of derision, where it was like you have like a Deus Ex lottery, thing that happens.
We'll talk about that. It's confusing how that gets introduced.
He leaves.
Yeah.
Which it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, when you watch movies 30 years later, I do think those things kind of matter less. Cause I'm just watching this movie, like discovering it. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. You're getting to this finish line that's like so important. And I'm like so invested in this poor family's plight that I'm like, all right, can we just find the center here? And like Lang, it's funny. Lang gets a lot of like, Lang's had such a weird career. You mentioned King Kong. She almost never worked again after King Kong. Like she was like essentially a model, got King Kong. That movie was so reviled and she got so much of the vitriol for it that like Bob Fosse, she talks about this, like Bob Fosse got her that role and all that jazz. And she basically says like, I was poison. Like nobody was calling me.
Jeez.
Like, and she's great in all that jazz. And it immediately leads like 2 years later to Tootsie. She wins a freaking Oscar. And then like by the end of the 80s, she's one of the actresses where like, if she is making a movie, she is probably getting nominated. Like it's so, that's 13 years. Like that's like from 76 to 89. She gets nominated for like Music Box or whatever it's called. You know what I mean? Like, which is like, she's just getting nominations for like being in movies. And then she's like a Ryan Murphy legend. So it's a funny, like her trajectory to like where she is now. Like if she reads a freaking audiobook and wins a Grammy, she's an EGOT.
Jeez. Wow. That's insane.
Someone get her a Grammy. Come on, it's a Grammy. They give those away.
They truly do. They give Grammys away to best album covers now. They're just
saying,
inventing shit.
Have her make an album cover. Give her a Grammy.
Yeah. Brian, what'd you think?
I really like this. I mean, yeah, there's like some weird stuff in the movie that like I feel like I kind of like just maybe it's like I think it's the kind of thing where like I was pretty locked into the movie, so like it didn't really bother me while I was watching it until like after I saw the movie, where like I was thinking like with the lottery ticket business is like the thing I bumped on the most, where like you just see them like buying the ticket, and it's a girl buying the ticket, and I think because we hadn't met this character at this point, but like it's not until like Cosmo goes over to his friend's house that I realized like, oh, it's that kid's sister who bought the ticket. I was like, I don't think I'd seen this character's face at any point in the movie, so like I was very confused about that. But then like the movie gets like, even if the movie has like some hinky plot stuff and everything, like Joan Cusack thinking, how do I cure a person's depression? Take them up in a hot air balloon, a place where they can easily jump from a great height and everything. But then
Got
like
her out of the
movie
bed
has,
at least.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. But it gets like so many like little moments, right? Just like little moments of character and just sort of like personality. And it's interesting. You cited one of Brickman's early credits as writing Citizens Band, which is directed by Jonathan Demme. That's like one of his early movies. And this movie did kind of give me like, there are those little moments that did make me think of like some of the best stuff in Demme's work, like in Men Don't Leave, there's the moment when they're buying the lottery ticket, which where the girl like says like she wants 70 lottery tickets, and the catcher goes like, I love you, my father loves you, and God bless you. And I'm just thinking like, that's such like, I'm like, oh, I feel like this is like a real person like doing that and everything. Just like it's like such a nice little bit of personality. And I feel like Demme had like a million moments like that in movies like Something Wild and Married to the Mob, where it's like a character who's in the movie for one scene and you're just like, I feel like I know this person. You could just easily go off and follow them living their whole life. Yeah. Really good Thomas Newman score too. This like really like dreamy, like in some like the early scenes and everything, especially like with that like whispered sort of voiceover that Charlie Korsmo's doing at the start while he's like racing a train, and then like the swelling strings like when it is like the really emotional moments. It works really well. And the music that Arliss Howard is playing in that library is like it's so strange, but so like entrancing and everything, especially like when you see what they're using to make the music, where it's like they're using like a wind up mixer and like typewriters. It's so cool. And the
album they were making was Brian Wilson's Smile.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
They cut out a scene where you would pan over and it was Fred Willard on that machine from I Think You Should Leave, where he's pulling all the levers and throwing the plates down and shit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, and I think Brickman has like really good, and his editors have really good timing, like with like some of like the more comedic moments and everything, like knowing when to cut for a punchline. I mean, the bit when Jessica Lange runs into an old friend at like the grocery store and says like, "Oh yeah, like what are you doing for work? How you been?" And he's like, "Oh, I have a job." And then the friend is like, "Oh, what do you do?" And then Lange just sort of like gestures to like the cash register where she's working at, and then it just cuts and everything, just sort of like catching those little awkward beats. And I think it's interesting too how like the movie takes like a pretty objective look at like this family situation and everything, but then it will occasionally go into the child's point of view. Just like there's that early funeral scene where it's like Charlie Korsmo is like standing by the window, and then like and it's like such a funny detail where like, you know, it's at his dad's funeral, but like outside there's just a bunch of kids like who are obliviously like running around just like playing soccer. It's like, well, not my situation. But then like an adult who like you don't see their face, they say like, here, why don't you give you like an extra meatball on your plate? And it's like, okay, thanks. It's like just sort of like the awkwardness of like children engaging with adults, and like I guess adults also not knowing how to engage with a kid in that scenario. A lot of really good long takes where like, you know, yeah, there's interesting ways that the actors move in and out of the space. Like when Jessica Lange is trying to make a sandwich for Charlie Korsmo and says like, would you like any milk? It's like, yeah, and like she keeps like going, disappearing in and out of the frame and saying, we're out of milk. Do you want juice? It's like, yeah, disappears, comes back, we're out of juice. Then says, how about water? And then like comes in and gives him the sandwich, and yeah, it's
and you know, it's funny. I'm no expert on this, but it was kind of interesting. This movie kind of got ignored. It didn't make a lot of money, though it was well liked. And it's interesting because it's like, it does kind of portray depression in a way where I'm like watching it now and I'm like, you know, for 1990, this feels pretty like honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a woman who they allude to the fact like she has dealt with this before. Right, Charlie Korsmo or Chris O'Donnell at some point is like, I don't want her to get sad again.
Yeah.
Right, which suggests even when the husband was around, she dealt with something like this, right? And like this husband's, even in those first 5 to 10 minutes, like, you know, him essentially hiding these debts, which is what she becomes. He's a contractor and has these debts, and you know the kitchen is unfinished. And he seems like a good guy. Like the vibe is he is a good guy, but it also seems like he's withholding, like literally. And you get the sense of like there's a real relationship here and a real love, but like this guy maybe was taking on a lot as a protective measure, and like maybe not telling his partner the financial troubles that they were in as like a protective measure. Like you get that like sense of like something happened before. And like if that person dies, right? Like you can't hide any of that shit. Like I think about it a lot. Like I'm a parent, I'm a husband, and like I have little kids. And it's funny, like you do have to kind of think about like, okay, if something happened, like, are we good? Like, are we are we covered? Like, you have to make sure you have the insurance and the will and the whatever. And it's funny. It's like when she goes into that depression, it feels to me, it felt very non-judgmental. It's very like, it felt very like for 1990, I was like, wow. And like Lang plays it pretty straight. Like there's not a lot of, I didn't think there was a lot of histrionics. Like I felt like it was a pretty like, you know, I've known, like I'm sure we all have, either we've had our versions of depression or know people with depression. Like, I don't know. Like it felt accurate. Like I was like, and then like Korsmo's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Like
are you tired?
We're gonna talk
it's
about
5 o'clock, but do you need to sleep more? I was just like, man, shut up.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about other child performances, and like Korsmo, I think has got like his Hook performance. You know, he played the kid in Hook. There's a lot of kids in Hook. You know, that's an impossible role in that movie. He is good here. Him and O'Donnell are like really good, I think. And like I think that's credit to Brickman too. Like Brickman, it's a shame he only really made 2 movies, because it's like he really has he really is like, he seems like such a generous, understanding filmmaker. And I kept thinking of like, and this is, you guys will laugh at me and that's okay. It made me sad that like Ella McKay, everybody hates.
Yeah, I like that movie, and it's because even
it's
though
not
there's
a perfect
like,
movie,
but there's the stuff that's good in it, and like
that's
the weird,
the thing.
like even the stuff that's weird. I'm like, I don't see this kind of stuff in a movie, and
this
I like seeing people play off like that.
It bums me out because I really think I really think it's, and this is not, I don't really mean this judgmentally. Like I literally think it's like the tastes have changed. Like I literally think we live in a world now, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, but like for cinema, like for going to the theater, like there's this more of a binary expectation of things. And I think like you go to see, and like smartest people in the world, people who see 100 films a year, people who see 2 films a year. I'm not saying that, I don't think there's like a delineation point. Like Ella McKay, a lot of those characters are weird and kooky, but people are like that. And when I was watching Men Don't Leave, I was kind of like, yeah, like this was more common. Like movies where like Chris O'Donnell could be an absolute piece of shit for 78% of the movie and then be so, you could have so much compassion. And like the whole trajectory of the Joan Cusack character, I think is awesome. Where you're like, she's having sex with a 17-year-old. She's so weird. It's like, you know, depending on what state they're in, illegal what she's doing, right? And then like,
and if not illegal,
yeah, what are the
weird.
Baltimore rules?
If not illegal, frowned upon. And like, she becomes the saving grace of the film. Like, and you're kind of like, I did not see that coming, you know. And it's like, I don't know, it was pleasant overall. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
So if your mom is depressed, just go fuck an older woman. It'll all be good.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And even the Arliss Howard character, who like seems like, you know, he could be, you know, a potentially like I don't know if like maybe a lesser movie would make him just turn out to be kind of an unreliable dude and everything, where like, you know, it's like revealed that he has an ex-wife and a kid and there's like, you know, stuff there and everything, but like he is like genuinely care. And then like when he does like step away, he's just like, well, I felt like it's not because he's like he can't handle it. It's just like I felt like maybe I just wasn't wanted, and O'Donnell's like, no, we want you around. Like you're really good.
Well, and
for
that's
us.
Another scene that I think is like a bravely written scene where like they're at the mall, you know, food court, and he agrees with Chris O'Donnell, and it's surprising. She's surprised. That leads to their schism, and it's like it is earnestly like. It's you're like, yeah, okay, that's like a brave thing for that character to do. It's a little unexpected. It's like, it's funny. Ebert's review is essentially a negative review, and he has a thing where he's like, I liked it at first, and then it just starts making all the wrong decisions. And it's funny. Ebert would sometimes do stuff like that, where like I think the lottery thing really bothered him from what when you read it, which I get, but like yeah, Ebert sometimes would get stuck in his. I think sometimes he would like, when a movie would start, he would, and a lot of us do this. He would like project the movie he wanted to see happen, and then if the movie was another movie, he would have trouble calibrating to that or recalibrating, and that's kind of what the review reads like a little bit, because he like loved Risky Business.
Oh yeah.
So it's funny, but anyway.
Yeah, no, the movie I think of is like the one where like his one hang up is the thing that derails the movie for him, and I'm just like, why is this the thing? Is his review of Die Hard, where he says like the Paul Gleason character is so stupid and annoying they just couldn't get with the rest of the movie. I'm like,
that's
can
the
you
point.
imagine that's a relatively minor part?
Can you imagine if cops were dumb? What would that be like?
But Roger Ebert gave Anaconda 3.5 out of 4, so let's keep it down. Okay.
Did he really? Mm-hmm. He gave the original Anaconda 3.5.
No, he came back from the dead.
Yeah,
refused the reboot, which is the worst film of all time.
I'm talking about the Blood Orchid,
I wonder
Anacondas.
if he did.
He must have reviewed that.
Maybe
the Johnny Mesner starring Anacondas Hunt for the Blood Orchid. I think, you know who I think's in that? Our boy Morris Chestnut.
Yes, he gave it 2 out of 4.
Oh, okay. So he came down.
Same score as Men Don't Leave. Wow.
Yes, dude.
Well, there's a thing where they like start playing the lottery by like the 45-minute part, and he really didn't care for that.
Yeah, he was like, you know what?
Anacondas, I rewatched that. That was a big movie in my childhood, obviously, and yeah, bad movie. But Morris Chestnut does get paralyzed by a spider that makes it where a snake comes in and he can't run, and the snake beats him. Pretty cool.
I remember that.
Yeah. Where are we?
I mean, we could run through the plot, I guess, if Men Don't Leave, if there's any like specific scenes we want to hit on, because it's like starts out where like, so yeah, as we said, Jessica Lange raising 2 kids, Chris O'Donnell and Charlie Korsmo with, I don't know who plays her husband. I did not recognize this actor, but like it's possible I just like maybe just is not
looking in the credits for dad.
is it Tom Mason? This looks like Tom Mason.
It's Tom Mason.
Yeah. And he runs a construction company, and he has a pretty good relationship with his kids. And I think Lang has a pretty good relationship with her kids, but like it seems like almost kind of like she seems kind of on the outs, or not on the outs, but like occasionally like it's like she's feels like a little bit left out. I think of their dynamic, like the dad taking the kids to the movies, and there's that shot where she's like
just
outside the house,
standing in the kitchen, just waiting. Like it's
but I'm also thinking of like when she like is just like standing outside the house, and then like she sees like the dad is like doing like sort of like the twirling on the shoulders thing with Charlie Korsmo and everything, and she's like looking through, and it's like it's almost kind of she's like, oh, I don't have quite that connection and everything, but she does have like little ways of like bonding with him. Like, she and like Chris O'Donnell have like the handshake routine, it's on the way out. And she's really consoling O'Donnell, like when their father dies in like an explosion at like the construction site. Yeah. And that's a really strikingly shot scene where like everyone's like in silhouette against like the backlights of a car.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, fun fact, this is shot by Bruce Surtees, who was like a Clint Eastwood DP for like a lot of his movies. So, good looking movie.
And did you see an electrician died on this movie?
I did just...
Seriously?
I went through as much as I could. The fact that I was able to find that Chris O'Donnell quote, but yes, electrician Patrick Dungan died during the production after a portable rain-making machine he and another man were pushing hit an overhead electrical wire and he was electrocuted. The other man let go before it hit the wire.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really sad. Really sad. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And then after the husband passes away, there's like it kind of moves through like a lot of this stuff really fast. Where like Lang realizes that they don't really have any money to pay for these debts, and she has to start selling this stuff. I love the beat of O'Donnell is like holding on to the car that they have to sell the truck for the business, and he really wants that because like his dad promised it to him, and he steals the truck and like won't give it to the manager at the store where Lang works and everything. And Lang is like, and O'Donnell's being like really bratty about it and everything, and then Lang like apologizes to the manager, and the manager, again, this is the thing I love about having like the little moments of compassion where the manager's like, it's okay. It's fine. Like we don't need to deal with it right now.
Exactly. There's not a villain in the movie, really.
Yeah, and then O'Donnell has that really nice scene with him where he's like giving him like the advice about like it's like, well, this is what you need to do if like you're driving the car and you might want to like go to this specific car wash, and yeah, and like he has like the longing look back at it. Like it's like little moments like that like really like you feel like the power of that. And O'Donnell plays it well. And then
they moved to Baltimore, right? So it's basically her job. She can't find a job in the small town they live in that would afford, so they sell the house. With that money, they move to Baltimore. They're in a shitty apartment. O'Donnell's like even worse, right? Charlie Korsmo makes a friend, this kid Winston, and he's kind of a bad seed from a good family type of a thing. And It's like, that's an interesting part of it. And then she gets the job working for that Lisa, Kathy Bates, who like runs like an upscale grocer essentially, but like also they have bakery goods and stuff. Jessica Lange starts baking. Kathy Bates is not nice, but it's the best job she can get. It pays better in Baltimore than it did over there. And then it's basically the rest of the movies. She meets Arliss Howard, like we talked about. He's a musician who like has a cool apartment. He like lives, it's like a old school warehouse apartment, which I liked. Like,
watching the boats go by.
Do those places even exist anymore? Like, I don't know. Did they ever exist? It's like kind of a cool thing. And then one of the other building tenants is Joan Cusack, who's like I guess she's like a radiologist, kind of, right? She's like a nurse practitioner or whatever. And like they start dating, O'Donnell and her. He's 17, she's 45 or whatever.
He is 16 25. And turns 17.
Oh, yes. So there you go.
They have some really funny scenes in their early sort of courtship, as we can call it, where like it's like initially like O'Donnell's like sent out for like a drink run by his mom, and like he doesn't let Korsmo go along, so Korsmo as revenge like pushes all the buttons in the elevator, so like O'Donnell and Cusack just like have this really long ride, and he like runs back to her and says like, I just wanted to say it wasn't me who pushed all the buttons, it was my brother. She's like, well, why do you care what I think? And then she invites him to dinner, and there's that really funny. I think this is a really fun touch of like O'Donnell and like Cusack, where like their feet are like under the table and like the long shot, and like they keep sort of like moving towards each other, and then she brings up like the idea of having sex with him, and then like his feet.
Yeah,
exactly. And then it's like a hard cut to like him. She's like driving. She's just like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And then like he's like hanging his head all the way out the window. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit like that. And then we talked about the end. Then basically it's like just reckoning with, she falls into depression. You know, she can't pay the bills. And, Arliss Howard, they have that confrontation at the food hall. And he falls out of their life. She falls into depression. Course was basically living at the friend's house.
Yeah.
Which is so sad. And, what's his name? Well, Chris O'Donnell's living at Joan Cusack's apartment. And then they all kind of band together to get their mom out of her depression. And
the thing that really, like one of the things that Arliss Howard tries to do it's like a thing where like it's like it sounds so weird on paper, but Howard makes it work, where it's like he tries to serenade her along with Rick Rubin by playing the accordion in the hall. It's so funny. And then it's really like Cosmo running away from home is like what brings everyone kind of like, they all put their heads together, like O'Donnell, Lang, and Howard.
He runs back to where they're from. Yeah, he gets back to where they're from. Yeah, it's very... Yeah, I mean, that's the stuff. You could certainly point to cliche there in the third act, for sure. I would not begrudge anybody for having those complaints. I just think it's just one of those things. It's like, how much does the rest of the movie work, against how much that stuff matters, right? So it's for me, and it sounds like for you guys, it's like, I was pretty invested, so it didn't really bother me in the way if it was a lesser movie, it would have bothered me, I guess. It's like, those are just kind of those things, that are just kind of a dealer's choice, I think. And so, yeah, and then it ends kind of with Arliss Howard and his kid, and just, that beautiful scene with Chris O'Donnell beforehand with Arliss Howard just kind of essentially trying to apologize, and it's a good reminder, but it's also, I will say, it makes the Joan Cusack stuff a little creepier, because it's like, it is that thing of like, he is a kid.
Yeah, and she's like buying him like outfits and everything, even though he's like saying, "I don't really know if I want this."
It's really, it is. Yeah, it's like she's clearly somebody who likes control and likes the idea of like being able to mold her partner, in her image. Kind of, it's interesting. It's certainly one of the weirder parts of the movie, but yeah, overall, I mean, I thought it really worked. And it's funny because, like we talked about Lang winning these Oscars, this movie doesn't really get much attention at all. No. She wins her second Oscar 4 years from now. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, like I'm seeing on Wikipedia, it says like it got like, it's not like one of those movies that like languishes only on VHS forever.
It was DVD, but no Blu-ray. Yeah.
In 2009. Yeah, and like it occasionally pops up on Hoopla, because Warner Brothers weirdly has like a lot of their movies set up on Hoopla, the library streaming service and everything. But like, yeah, no, I and like this movie, I don't really know anybody else who is like personally who has seen it or even likes it that much. It has no real reputation, but it's like, it's good. I mean, this is like the thing that like is fun about doing the show, is like we find a movie that we've never heard of and we're like, oh, thank God it's good, actually. Like, yeah.
I will say that the scene where she goes to find Cosmo and he's just like, he doesn't say like, oh, I don't want to go back with you or anything. He goes, I'm just really tired. I just want to stay here because I was sleeping. She was like, you can sleep in the car. He's like, I just want to sleep. And it's just so fucking heartbreaking, dude.
And like the way that like he kind of realizes it and says like, but I love you, Mom. Like he like really does like try to end it on a good note. And you see the other mom feels kind of bad about it too. Like she does kind of like have a look with Lang, like it's like, we'll be okay and everything. That like they're a little bit, I think, annoyed that they've been woken up and everything in the middle of the night, but it's like, are also like, oh, we feel kind of bad that like we are taking your kid almost in this moment. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Final thoughts on men leaving, or not leaving, I should say.
You better not.
You better not.
You better not leave. You better not.
Is the Orange County episode going to be 4 hours long?
Yeah, that's from Orange County. You better not. You got to try to. You just try to get Connor on it too. Just really
you both do.
It's a twofer.
It's gonna happen.
Did I tell you the story? I must have told you the story. Connor lives in Queens, and I think it was after college, and we put it on. It was so many years ago, and we both took edibles, and we put it on, and the scene where
No, you have to go to the
Colin,
front door.
Yes, I told you the story. Yeah, where he's like, Colin Hanks is like, can you check the mail for me? And Jack Black's like, okay, but you owe me one, buddy. And me and Connor just couldn't get over that line delivery because he just has to walk to the front door to check the mail. It's like the idea of you owing me one. Is just the funniest thing ever. And he's like, is the mail there? And he's like, yeah, it's here. It's so funny.
We'll do 30 minutes on Ben Stiller in Orange County.
Yeah.
Jim John? Your name is Jim John?
Joe John?
Yeah.
Portly? 5'10". Portly. No, but Men Don't Leave I like a lot. It was a pleasant, not a surprise, I guess, but like I had always wanted to watch it because it was the other Paul Brickman movie.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. It's funny. You guys must have this. It's funny when you realize you actually don't know anything about the movie. Cause like I had always seen it as like a thumbnail of like, oh yeah, the other Paul Brickman movie, the Jessica Lange movie, Men Don't Leave. And it's like that little letterboxed like poster within a poster.
That's all you got.
And I'm trying to think like, what did I think it was about? And I guess I thought it was like, it's weird because the title is a little like you think the father like skipped town and there would be some sort of monologue where like Jessica Lange would say to Chris O'Donnell, like, hey, I'll tell you one thing. No matter what, men do not leave.
Oh,
right?
I would have stood up and applauded.
Right? Because you feel like that's, and even at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, oh, he's like fake nice, but one day he's going to wake up and it's going to be like a Boyhood thing where it's like, the Ethan Hawke character kind of becomes one of the best things. I mean, I still breaks my heart when I think about it. One of the greatest parts of that great movie, Boyhood, is at the end of the movie when Patty Arquette is looking at Ethan Hawke and it's like, you became the man I wanted to marry. Like, I loved you and you became, like, I would have married this version of you. Like, and it's like, it's like, so I thought it'd be more like that, but this poor fucking guy dies and it's really just about survival. And it's like, yeah, good. I mean, good. That was really, really, I'm happy I watched it.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description